Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of On Deck with Mercury. My name is Mercury Payton. I'm the town manager of Vienna, and our topic tonight is Business Appreciation Month. And joining me tonight with all of the details is our town economic development manager, Natalie Monkou. Hello, Natalie. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us on this very warm day outside.
I love it. I'm really excited about the weather changing. So much to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So May is Business Appreciation Month in Virginia. So maybe tell us a little bit about Business Appreciation Month.
Of course, I'm happy to talk about the origin story. And actually, it is not just Virginia, but the Commonwealth of Virginia recognizes Business Appreciation Month. And they normally do that through a certificate of recognition and a proclamation from the governor's office. And the goal for this month-long celebration is to really bring or draw attention of the residents of the Commonwealth to the business community and their values, their diversity, how important they are to the success of a healthy community. So it's really meaningful to recognize them. And this month is here on out Business Appreciation Month in the Commonwealth.
That's excellent. So this is something where residents can know about businesses that are in their community, right down their street. So maybe tell us a little bit about some of the unique ideas and plans you have to let the residents know in Vienna about businesses in Vienna.
Sure, and I think this particular year for Business Appreciation Month is really important because we just are still kind of recovering from COVID-19. And this is a time where, of course, the weather's cooperating with us, right? It's now turning the corner, and everything is turning the corner, not just the weather, but also people's appreciation and opportunity to visit businesses. And so right now, in the town of Vienna, as part of this process, what I am doing is trying to encourage residents to recognize our own hometown businesses. And one way to do that is through the Explore Vienna VA Awards. And we have about 5 award categories this year. The first one is around best social media. So which business is online and really bringing it for you on video, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter? And do they produce their own original content? Is it innovative? Is it exciting? And so we want people to really think about who is doing that in the business community. And then the second one is around our shopping centers. We actually have about 11 shopping centers in the town. And so this is a great opportunity to see, well, which one is well maintained? Do they have great curb appeal? Do I visit one business at a time, or do I visit several businesses at once in this shopping center? How great is it? So we want to bring recognition to those businesses. And then the third category is around community partnership. Which business is doing above and beyond what their product or service is? Are they truly giving back to the community in a significant way? And so it's designed to bring attention to our best community partner. And then the fourth award category is around our best new business. So all around category, great social media, great presence in the community, but the key is that they're new. So for the past year, which businesses have popped up in our community that you are just really attracted to and have been visiting a lot? And then the last category is around the best small business of the year. About 1 in 5 of the businesses in our community are national chains, which means the overwhelming majority is small independent businesses. And so this allows us to also recognize our small independent business owners. And the voting actually started on May 1, and it will end on May 25th. And then we will utilize our social media for Explore Vienna VA to let everyone know who actually won in every category. And I do have to say that I did not come to the conclusion of who should be nominated in every category alone. The Town Business Liaison Committee was really instrumental in making this happen and nominating the businesses across all categories, except for, of course, the best shopping center, because we just decided to pick all of them. And if you feel like we didn't choose one that should be well-deserved, then you can always write in an option. So those are all going to be announced on May 27th, but up until May 25th, you can go exploreviennava.com and you can participate and vote and find out other ways, not just through the awards, to communicate your love and appreciation for the businesses. And if I may,
Oh, sure. Go.
kind of just continuing on, I want to let everyone know that, of course, we want residents to be more aware of what's going on with businesses, but we also use May to talk about the value of supporting the growth and expansion of our business community. And we do an exceptional program, if I say so myself, with the Vienna Business Association, with Fairfax County Department of Economic Initiatives, and with the Fairfax County Library System. And we put together a virtual webinar. And this year, our focus is on social media strategy and also about website creation. And we bring together different experts on these topics, and it's all free. So all a business has to do is to sign up, and we actually have limited space. So I would encourage businesses that if they want to be involved, they want to learn from some experts in our Commonwealth and in the DC metro region about social media marketing and strategy, then this is the event series for you. And you can also go to exploreviennava.com to learn more and to register for that event too.
Wow, that's fantastic. Talk a little bit about the excitement level that the business community has for this month. I'm quite sure that they look forward to this month every year.
Of course.
Maybe talk a little bit about the excitement level.
Sure. So I think that this gives a unique opportunity to celebrate a business. Every day is a great time to talk about our business community, right? But we do ask them to do promotional events and activities during the month of May, and then we do recognize and promote these across all of our social media and marketing tools. So it is pretty exciting for them to also come up with some great options for the community as a whole to visit.
Sure, absolutely. And I know you're really plugged in regionally. Talk a little bit about maybe on Fairfax County. I know they may be doing something with this effort. Talk a little bit about your partnership with Fairfax County in this regard.
Sure. So actually, Fairfax County is one of our partners for the bootcamp series that I mentioned. And they are a really great partner because this opportunity opens it up not just to the town of Vienna, but to the entire county as a whole. And as part of the webinar series, we actually have a pitching or networking event that's at the very end that's in person. So all the other webinar series are online. Right? So at 6 o'clock, hopefully after work or normal work hours, and then we are able to bring people from all over the county in different industries together to talk about topics that are really important to them. And so the pitch event is going to be at the end of the series. It's with the county. It really brings together, hopefully, the top 80 to 100 businesses in the county together to talk about what's going on, what's dynamic in the region, how things are changing in the economy for them as well.
That's great. And you mentioned a few minutes ago something about 1 in 5 businesses are national chains here in Vienna. So is it more difficult for those that are not national chains, or is it just as difficult if you're a national chain or not?
In terms of more difficult to get visibility or promotions, I think that national chains do have a little bit of an easier job because they're well recognized and known. However, being next to or near a national chain, at least in the town, does kind of illuminate an option for someone who's walking into our town, visiting a shopping center. They recognize that business, but then, oh wait, look over there. There's just something new that I've never seen and experienced before. And so I think that it's good to have a mix. You have both the independent business owner and maybe not as well recognized nationally, but definitely homegrown, town loved.
Absolutely.
And that's what Business Appreciation Month does. It's not just about the Commonwealth, but what actually makes a difference here in the town for you as someone who lives here in Vienna.
That's excellent. And this whole effort sounds like a great opportunity for residents to really support our local businesses. And as the pandemic is kind of waning and subsiding, of course, this is good news, but we do see some storefronts that are empty. Maybe talk a little bit about that effort and what you're trying to do to help them.
Sure, and I will say that although you may walk and see some storefronts that might be empty, actually Vienna's vacancy rate is quite low. It is around 5%. And that's really great in comparison to some of our neighboring jurisdictions or even within the county itself. And so I will say that our current attraction efforts are really focused around policy, they're focused on operational changes, and even marketing. And so I'll give you a few examples, if you don't mind, Mercury. I know you love examples.
I love examples.
So lately, we've been working with the Planning and Zoning Department to present an outdoor dining ordinance to council. And this ordinance, if it is passed, it would determine if and how businesses can offer a dining experience in parking lots and also in walkable areas.
Oh, wow.
And this is an important attraction tool because it allows us to really think about expanding our tax base. Businesses can even offer additional services in their parking lots, right, in their walkways to an expanded network and client base. And so what's happening this week, actually, even tomorrow, is there will be a public hearing on this topic. And of course, the town really needs to consider all of the strengths and weaknesses of the ordinance before making a decision. But if it is successful, it is another tool in our toolbox to attract new businesses, especially around dining and food, which is really popular here in the town. And then I will say as well that in addition to focusing on outdoor dining, we are also looking at what does it mean to attract businesses to an attractive location? How do you make the town more attractive to businesses? And one way to do that is really emphasize your landscaping, as we're doing with Parks and Rec, and we've been talking to them. You know, you've been in these meetings with me, Mercury, where we talk about emphasizing how we can improve our look in our landscaping in our commercial nodes, but then it gives us an opportunity to think about the equipment, the streetscape in our commercial nodes as well, which is a really great way to present Vienna to visitors and residents.
Right.
And what I mean by streetscape is really, here's our trash cans, here's our bus shelters, here is our bus stops, our bike racks. What does the design look and feel? Is it consistent in all the commercial nodes? Is it welcoming to our visitors? Those are all elements that can attract visitors and ultimately businesses too. And then I would say, just to not give you everything, but just some things, is going to be also thinking about the permitting process. How do we make that an easier option for businesses to start here? And I will say that starting a business can be very costly. So if we can make sure that we're streamlining the process for them to be permitted, and that includes making it more digital friendly, being more customer friendly. Where can we emphasize a process or de-emphasize a process? Right. This is going to be really great because then the business can spend more money on the actual look and feel and a location here in the town instead of some other assets that may just be too costly and might outweigh coming into Vienna.
Sure, absolutely. Talk a little bit about marketing objectives that you have on the horizon that you're planning on unveiling.
Well, I'm really excited about this because the Economic Development Division recently hired a new Town of Vienna employee, and this person will be taking on the reins of our marketing, our social media, and our business events. And the reason why I'm excited about this is for a few reasons. Later this year, we will begin the work of creating dynamic messaging and a marketing strategy. And this is going to be key in attracting and targeting the types of businesses that we want to see in Vienna. So I don't know, I think though you do, because for the last year I've been talking about a market study and an economic development strategy, and these documents, they were developed over the last year, and they really have identified for us what are the business industries that are going to be really growing and doing well in our own local economy. Right. And we have some strengths, right? We know professional services do well, so the architects of the world, the lawyers of the world, we welcome them. Please come to Vienna. And then also medical office, very strong, and of course retail. So how does our marketing strategy help to attract more of these types of businesses? And so we will be developing more of a dedicated and more dynamic strategy later on to be unveiled, and that is something that is truly important to the foundation of economic development.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you've got a lot going on that's helpful to the town and to all the businesses. Anything that you'd like to share before we end this evening that's good for our residents to know about?
Yeah, of course, just wanting to emphasize that Business Appreciation Month is more than maybe meets the eye, that it's an opportunity to pause and reflect on the fact that in our day-to-day, businesses help to make our own worlds go around, right? Indirectly, they do impact us. I mean, even this water or this tea,
Right.
hopefully you enjoyed it, Mercury, because it's from lilies. And they really do impact us and help to create a more dynamic and quality of life for all of our residents and our visitors. And so it really does give us an opportunity to pause and then to celebrate them in a really nice and unique way.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you for all that you shared this evening. It was very informative and I always learn things when I'm talking to you. So really appreciate you taking time to talk about Business Appreciation Month. And also I'd like to thank Lily's Chocolate and Coffee and Chocolate for hosting us tonight. And really appreciate all of their contributions to the town and their efforts. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to On Deck with Mercury, and we will see you next time. Take care.